Okay, what we're showing today is a problem that a couple of our girls ran into yesterday with this little Rover car that uses Bluetooth and an app on cell phone, either Android or iOS, Apple phone. This app is called the BST Mbit app for the Boom Rover. The problem that the girls were running into yesterday, if I can find my on and off switch, is that this bucket kept grabbing on carpet. And they were saying if there was some way to raise this up with a motor when we're driving the Rover, then it wouldn't snag on the carpet when it goes forward. Going backward was okay, but going forward, it would snag on the carpet. So what I did this morning was devised a little test platform with another microbit and a Yaboom superbit board which drives motors, and in this case the motor is a servo plugged into pin S1, servo 1. There are optional 8 servo pins on this board. We're only going to use one and test our code and test the microbit and the board and the battery to make sure that all the hardware works before going ahead and developing a lift mechanism for the bucket. There will be more on this. I'll show you what we're doing. Here's the code that I've got written. I'll put a link to this code in the description of the video. Okay, so now you can see that we've got code written that uses the same buttons which control the motor wheels, and I've got it written so that the microbit is talking to pin 1, servo 1, and this servo motor to raise and lower the arm, which will work to raise and lower this bucket when the car is running. We've got on start, set servo 1 to 0, and then each time we're going forward or backward, these M1 and M2 are the motors, the wheel motors, going forward or backward also activate the servo to a certain position. That's what a servo is. Positional servo, 260-degree servo, different positions up and down. So now we're testing our code and testing our hardware, making sure that the motor's working and making sure that the microbit's working and the battery's charged. This is just one way of developing an engineering design for a Rover to solve the problem of the bucket dragging whenever it is on carpet and it grabs on the carpet as it goes. We can raise the bucket up when we get an assembly like this with more pieces and parts on the Rover car using the same BST Mbit app. Now you can see that there's an alternative, which is using a gear instead of an arm. So we could possibly set up a gear system with the bucket on the Rover.